So you board a Ford, and now you want to snap your passenger's neck on the way out of the Macca's car park on a Thursday afternoon? Well, good. Because today I'm going to show you how to boost up your line pressure in your BTR 4-speed. Alright, so today we're going to boost the line pressure in my BTR 4-speed, the old burnout car, try and sharpen up the gear changes a bit better. Yeah, so I've got my auto service kit here, which is just a filter and a gasket. I did it not too long ago, but it's probably done, I don't know, probably 15 skids since then, so I'll do it again. So it's always good to change oils in everything, every comp you do. So I think it's due, but while I do that, I want to put on, boost up this line pressure. So what we do there is I'll show you how, but first we've got to pull the pan off the auto. So I'll do that now. So what I like to do on pretty much every auto I do, if it doesn't already have a drain bung, I start by undo them all in a line. I'll show you. But what I do is I undo around the gearbox first and then leave the two at the front till last. And I slowly crack them off to drop down the gearbox a little bit and drain the oil out instead of pulling it all off one hit, and you're going to get oil everywhere and carry on. But before I do any of that, crack this bolt off, because if we can't get this off, we may as well not do the bloody job. This is your fill plug for these autos. You gotta be careful with them too, because they strip out, like they round the head on them. So yeah, try and use a single hex spanner or a bloody ratchet spanner that your apprentice hasn't buggered on you. That doesn't work apparently. It'd be interesting to see how this goes. This oil is, the condition of this oil, because I'm not long, as I say, fuck me dead. Ugh. Up we go. Fuck me, every fucking time I use this bloody thing, it gets me. Oh, alright, anyway, I think I'm a bloody apprentice. Take this over here. Alright, so we always wash our pan out. Obviously you clean all your parts like this that you put back in. But it didn't look too bad. I have seen worse. There's my magnet and a little bit of shit on there, but that's way less than I expected. I sort of thought this gearbox would be just about buggered, but it seems to be okay. Don't forget the magnet. In a few instances I've done that, and I've had to pull pans back off to put these bloody things back in. It's going to be a real pain. But it is what it is. Your little pick in the top here, lever him out at the top. That's how the clip works. And just pull him down a bit. What we like to do. That's off. You gotta be careful of that, because that will break, as most clips do. Got my Torx bit that fits. I'm going to do it up at 3/4 of a turn, quarter, half, 3/4. It's done. Plug this back on. Beautiful. They come out fantastically. I never had one come out that good in my life. You always got to be careful getting this O-ring out and making sure you do pull it out. You know, leave it there, you don't forget it, because it will cause you dramas. And when you get them out, you can't just lever them out like that, because you'll leave a big scratch down the side here. And I've had them where they don't pick up. Like there'll be a leak, it'll be sucking air, and the auto won't go like it's meant to. So I know, auto specialists like to use a lot of Vaseline and lubricate their gearboxes to a low melting point, just so when they start them up, put them back into car, start them up, it doesn't run dry. Obviously there's an assembly lube. Oh, the door was going to slam. Yeah, but I just got a bit of rubber grease on this seal. It's good practice. Make it seal. It's not going to be heaps to clog up the box. And, put this one back on. We get our clip. And that probably got it the wrong way, as I always put it the wrong way the first time. I have to, bloody idiot. So I did have it all the wrong way. So make sure these are clipped in properly and it's pushed in and sealed properly, because I've had people, such as Commodores, where they pretty much sort of rest on the bottom of the pan. A lot of people, if they're not in properly, they can fall out, and I have seen people sell the whole car for as a wrecker because it's got a shit bloody gearbox or a blown up gearbox in it, whereas all it is most of the time is just that's falling out, it's not fully sealing. And I've had that problem too on Commodores before. You do a service on it, you think it's right, but it's not. It's plugged on, it's in there, it's sealing, your services, your gasket's all nice and clean. Don't be too pedantic about how much oil's getting on the surface, because it's only got to be good for it, I suppose. It's going to seal it. Now we're going to get our pin and our gasket. Our bolts should probably be washed and cleaned, but there's time for that. There's skids to do. So then you fill it up with oil. I'm not going to say which sort of oil I use, because I know a lot of people get a bit antsy about it. So what I do, put some oil in, fill it up, then we've got to run it through the gears, select every gear and check it again while it's running. Alright, so now what you've got to do, you've got to start them up and run them in park, and run them through all the gears, and then put it back up and check it. Usually I'll do this 3 or 4 times with someone in the car running it, and I'll do it on the hoist. It takes no time at all, but it takes extra long when you do this stuff by yourself. So now I'll take it for a lap, see how it goes, make sure it goes through all the gears properly as it should, first, second, third, fourth and reverse. And usually I'll check it after then too. I'm not going to show you that because it's just checking it again. It's what we've been doing all day. But make sure it goes through all the gears. Also going to check, if you remember, I put on the air fuel ratio machine earlier in the last video. And I want to check my AFRs and see how much boost it runs now since I boosted it up. So I'll take it for a lap. Can't show you because I haven't got a bloody camera mount for my phone or anything in there, so you just have to take my word for it. But yeah, I'll take it for a lap and see what happens. took it for a lap. That shot you just saw then, I adjusted my two-step on my MSD box I got in the car. So I'll show you that now. But yeah, that's just that. I wound it back to 1500 RPM. It was set as a rev limiter at about 5000, but it was useless. It didn't do anything cool. It was just cool to get it in park and give it a rev, you know, and get the pops and bangs and all the carry-ons that go on with it. But so I wound it back to try and stall it up on the line, make some boost before I let go of my hydraulic handbrake in the car, and hoping that it'll actually spin the wheels, which it doesn't have a problem now, but when I get to a stickier track, such as Summernats next year or Brashnats or something, that's when I want to make sure it's right to not make me look like a dick on the pad, get there and it just stalls up and that's it. So there's my two-step MSD box. All I did on these two switches here, that was just set at 5000 RPM. Now it's set at 1500 there. So obviously that MSD box is just a standalone patch-in kit. I'll show you. I've wired it in to the negative side of the coil straight out of the computer back when I did it. But yeah, that's just fully standalone. You don't need anything for them other than the box itself and the ability to wire it in. It just needs power and earth and to hook up the wires to the coils, pretty much all it needs. But yeah, that isn't something special. There's no tune in the computer for itself to control it or anything. If you want more crackles and bangs and pops and whatever like the cool ones do, then you need a tune. But just for what we're trying to do here, I don't see any point to hooking it up so drastically. It helps when the microphone's turned on. You film a whole bloody bit of friggin' video and the microphone was off. Anyway, so congratulations if you made it this far to the end of the video. You deserve a medal. It's a pretty shit ass video, but nonetheless I made it, doing what I can, all that shit. If only learning, so still new at the whole YouTube thing, so I'm trying to work on that this year. But nonetheless, we've done by the end of this video you should have a rough idea on how to do auto service on a BTR 4-speed, and not only that, they're pretty much the same for all older normal sort of electronic. CVT gearboxes are a bit different obviously, or way different, but yeah, so we've done that, and also we end up the line pressure in the gearbox itself. Now I know there are other ways to do that. You can get shift kits and different things to patch into your computer, but then you're required to get a tune. But I don't really care. I'd rather just wind it up there and then there's more pressure. It cost me like $30, so as opposed to buying a shift kit and then installing it and then putting a ratchet shifter in there and all that sort of stuff, having all that headache. So yeah, that's that. AFRs went good. Happy with that. Happy with the boost pressure that it runs now. I must have a boost leak somewhere though, so I'm going to have to look into that, try and find out what the story is, because the spring that's in it's meant to be 13 pound and it's only between 9 and 11. You can't really look at it when you're driving. But yeah, thanks for watching. If you didn't notice, I bought a microphone because I like to turn away from the camera when I talk, apparently, according to my last video. So I went and bought a wireless microphone. But yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. Thanks for watching. I suppose the next video, I'm going to look at getting a hydraulic handbrake, the new master cylinder for the handbrake that's in the car. It's like 900 years old, that me and my dad built when I was a kid for my old car. And I sat around doing nothing, so I'm going to put a new master cylinder on that so I can install it up at the line and obviously wash it and detail it. Don't know if I do a video on how bloody washing your car, but I might, I don't know. But yeah, thanks for watching if you made it this far.